Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hindsight News, where hindsight is always 2020. Join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays as we drop a new video full of today's news. In our first story, unforeseen fallout from the tragic Rob Reiner murder hitting the medical community, with a new neurological disorder being identified for residents of an affluent Los Angeles community. It's called Brentwood syndrome, and its most obvious symptom you have it is if you are running around stabbing people. In further media news, medical scientists have discovered a new gene that has gone undiscovered so far until now. It's dubbed the white trash gene. The new discovered gene has been identified in Democrat politicians, gray-headed liberals, and now there are fears that it is jumping to movie stars and newsreaders. Scientists fear also the new gene may be crossing racial boundaries as well and may have already affected a number of Latinos and African Americans in Congress. In the state of Washington, continuing rainfall has brought major flooding to the western and central parts of the state. According to economic experts, most residents haven't noticed the change, saying they were already underwater on their house payments anyway, so there isn't much of a difference now. Speaking of the Democrat politicians, a number of them arrived at the scene of the flooding in Washington state in order to get free publicity from the suffering of their constituents, while they blame President Donald Trump and conspire to use the tragedies to line their own pocketbooks and, of course, to rig another election. In the world of sports, pro football is under serious scrutiny after a number of questionable calls led to accusations of refs, coaches, and players rigging the games in order to keep the score within the betting limits. According to one fan who lost money, when the ref called the quarterback for traveling, I knew the fix was in. In political news, President Donald J. Trump is increasingly frustrated that his Attorney General, Scientologist Pam Bondi, has so far not achieved not one conviction in the stolen election of 2020, the deep state coup against the president, the January 6th sham, or the massive theft and corruption of the Democrat Party. Furthermore, President Trump was further dismayed when his Italian interpreter explained that Bondi in Italian means literally no convictions. He was further dismayed to find out there is a product called Pam, famous because when you use it, nothing sticks. Finally, the holiday season is rolling around and shoppers and Democrat states are finding a new gift in their stockings this season. Gas. That's right, gas. Gas is so expensive in places like Washington, Oregon, and California, people there are hard-pressed to buy traditional Christmas presents. A Washingtonian tells us we are giving out gasoline this year as Christmas presents. The stuff is so expensive, we're giving it out in liters so it doesn't seem like it costs so much. When contacted, fire officials warn there may be hazards presented by placing containers of gasoline under a tree full of electrical lighting. You might want to check your homeowner's policy if you can afford one and see if living in a Democrat-run state is actually covered. That's our breaking news for today. We will now join our regular programming already in progress, how hamsters formed the first labor unions. I'm your host, Rocky Balboa, and we'll see you next time.